So here's an example of how your meditation could go. You sit down and you start by going through the four elements. You touch on, say, earth element, and you're sensing into the characteristics. You're not doing this with your head, you're doing it with intuition. So this is a combination of the Dharma, eye, heart, and hara, technically, and making contact with earth element. And again, the characteristics, the felt sense is present. As I do it right now, I can feel that 5 of the 6 are here. I can't tell initially which of the 6 is the most faint. So I touch into that and I find its lightness, okay? So what's with lightness? So I feel into that and I feel there's, like I've got a story or I've got something about lightness that makes it a little different than the others. So in this instance, I feel into that, oh, for some reason I have a preference for lightness over heaviness. No idea why that is, but I feel like I do have a preference. And for whatever reason right now, I need to just acknowledge that and release it. And I can feel lightness come forward. So now I move to water. Yep, they're there. Fire, yep. And air, yep. So come back to earth. Yep, all 6 are there. Okay. So now I want to just go through each of the elements, making sure that I'm contacting at what feels like an intuitive level, a non-conceptual level, felt sense level. So I contact earth element and just pause there for a moment, feeling it. And now I don't feel really any stories, I don't feel any concepts, any data coming up about earth. So it feels like I'm down more in a felt sense. So I go on to water, do the same thing. Just pause, sense into water element. I don't feel any story coming up or I don't feel any ideas about it. So that feels, and I can feel in the hara, feels seated. So that one feels okay. Then going to fire, same thing. It feels okay, no stories. Characteristics are clear. Okay, that feels fine. And then on to air. And same thing with air, that feels fine. Okay, so that tells me that I'm making contact on a non-conceptual level. So then I'm just going to cycle through the elements, knowing that the characteristics I could feel and the elements don't have any story with them, so I'm probably on a non-conceptual level. So I'm just going to go through the earth, water, fire, air, in whatever speed is comfortable for you. You want to move at a speed that's a little bit challenging, not too challenging. So going through the cycle. And then I'm also at some point going to drop the words and just feel how the felt sense of each, like like this. And just keep moving through a little quicker, and that starts picking up the pace of it. So just as an example, that's one way you could approach the practice each time. This would let you confirm everything's there. You go through sort of what we might call the building blocks to get to where you can move through the elements themselves. You really have done extremely well with this practice, and really everyone is contacting below the conceptual level, which is tremendous. And now you're at this really sweet spot of the retreat. I mean, you're really concentrated. You've got the practice down. You know what you're doing. You recognize it. So just let yourself really take advantage of these next few days. This is some of the most potent and potential days of the retreat. There's just so much good stuff happening now. So just keep in the meditation. Trust you know what you're doing. Trust this is the way to do it. Don't get into second guessing yourself or needing to go fiddle with the characteristics unless you can clearly tell they're not present. If they feel to be present, then just keep moving. Because we're not trying to fine-tune that as much as we are really get the non-conceptual elements going in rotation. And that's where we are at the practice. Any questions on that or anything else? Yeah, if you can cycle through off the cushion, that's ideal. Yeah, if you're walking around and if you feel like it's challenging, I mean, do it lightly. You don't need to do it obviously as intensely. And if you feel like you're losing it, just try to come back to earth element, the words. I wouldn't go to characteristics unless you're meditating. And just go through earth element, water element, fire element, air element. And that'll probably do it. But even soft on the words. I'm going a little emphatically. But try and do it off the cushion. That's really, the continuity is so key in all meditation. If we can keep it on off the cushion, we really do a deep dive. Yeah, a silent mantra. Yeah, and it starts doing itself. And that's, again, we still have a little bit of effort balance we can work with, where if it seems to be like it's going too fast or we feel like it could go a little quicker, we can just do a little bit of energy to it and then back off again and just let it happen. And that'll unfold, Yeah, and the jhana factors are up for a lot of you, so you're at times having very comfortable sittings. Those are the ones you should extend and stay with it. And the ones that are struggles, just end on time, take a break, go for a walk, whatever is rejuvenating for you.